Okay.
Okay, Tom, you want to lead us away? Lead us along.
I sure do. Thanks, Grace. Welcome everyone. This is our 20th annual Columbus Area Down Syndrome Support Group Buddy Walk. I've been hosting these now for 20 years in partnership with the Arc of Bartholomew County. And so this is a really big year for us. And, you know, normally we would be having all of our festivities at Donner Park. This is our first virtual event. Hopefully things will be back to normal next year, and we'll be enjoying a beautiful fall day at Donner Park. But welcome. This is very meaningful day for me. My daughter is now 20 years old, and we've had 20 buddy walks. And so, you know, just looking back 20 years, have many wonderful people I've met at Buddy Walks and through Buddy Walks and through my association with the Columbus Area Down Syndrome Support Group and through the Arc of Bartholomew County. I often tell people that the Buddy Walk is my favorite holiday of the year. I like it better than Christmas and Thanksgiving, and partly because I view it as a celebration of friends, a celebration of people with Down syndrome, celebration of all of the opportunities we have in our community. And I hope other folks also feel like this is a celebration. It's a time to really look around at our friends and embrace them, celebrate, appreciate them. And I think that to me is what the Buddy Walk is all about. I'll be saying a few more words a little bit later in the Zoom call, but I want to take a moment and welcome a special guest. It's double virtual because our special guest is joining us by video. So we have our live virtual Zoom session, and we have the mayor of Columbus, Indiana, would like to say a few words to everyone today.
All right, bear with me. He was not unfortunately able to call in, but we do have some.
Well, congratulations on 20 years of Buddy Walks. You know, it's my privilege to help proclaim special days and special events, and so we've prepared a proclamation to do exactly that, and I'd like to read it to you now. To all to whom these presents may come, greetings. Whereas, according to the National Down Syndrome Society, approximately 1 in every 700 children is born in the United States with Down syndrome, the most common chromosomal condition, representing approximately 6,000 births per year. And whereas individuals living with Down syndrome in the city of Columbus are active participants in educational, occupational, social, and recreational circles in our communities, and individuals with Down syndrome should have equal opportunity to reach their fullest potential, be included in our community, take pride in their achievements, and aspire to fulfill their hopes and dreams. And whereas the role of educating the community about Down syndrome is of the utmost importance to the city of Columbus and Bartholomew County in assuring the respect of all residents, and whereas the Columbus Area Down Syndrome Support Group and the ARC of Bartholomew County are important and significant resources for individuals with Down syndrome and their families, and whereas October is Down Syndrome Awareness Month, and the Columbus Area Down Syndrome Support Group celebrates 20 years of hosting Buddy Walks to raise awareness in our community. Now, therefore, I, James D. Leonard, Mayor of the City of Columbus, do hereby proudly proclaim Saturday, October 3rd, 2020, as 20 years of supporting Down Syndrome Awareness Day. Congratulations.
So that was a proclamation the mayor gave, so we're really glad that obviously he is supporting us, and we'll have I'll post a photo of that nicely framed proclamation and the mayor here shortly.
Yeah, big thanks to our mayor for recognizing individuals with Down syndrome in our community, helping us raise awareness and helping us celebrate our 20th annual Buddy Walk. Another interesting thing about the Buddy Walk, the program was started in 1995 by the National Down Syndrome Society. And so this is the 25th year, our 20th, but it's the 25th year of Buddy Walks in North America. So two big events this year. But we were upstaged. We were upstaged over our 20 Buddy Walks in Columbus. Someone who has been very close and very caring and very supportive of the disability community here in Columbus retired yesterday from DSI. And so Kay Bose, who's been with us, she's been on the board of the ARC of Bartholomew County. She's been supportive of our Down syndrome support group for many years. She has upstaged us all. I'm very happy for her to move on into retirement. Interestingly, when she contacted me, Kay said that it's sort of retirement. It's kind of like she's retiring. And I think that, you know, can you ever retire from serving people with disabilities? And I don't think Kay is ever going to be able to do that. I don't think she's going to be able to stop caring and stop supporting. And so to say she's retiring is maybe too broad of a term, but I think just want to recognize her and thank her for everything she's done. 49 years that she worked at DSI. So anyway, virtual applause for Kay. I was hoping she was here. I think, but anyway, I'm gonna go on to a little bit more history of the Buddy Walk and say a few words about how we got started. The Columbus Area Down Syndrome Support Group got started about 21 years ago. Rob and Julie Doss had a newborn child with Down syndrome, and they were looking for information about Down syndrome. Kind of predates the vast amount of information that's now out on the internet with Down syndrome and disabilities and other topics. Went down to our public library, looked for some information, you know, found a little bit, but not a lot. And so they made a pact among themselves that they were going to try and find a way to broaden the amount of information available in our community for people with Down syndrome. And yesterday when I was at the ARC, I was down picking up a few things for today, and I happened to wander into our resource library. And I was looking at the vast amount of information, books, adaptive toys, videos, and DVDs, and just a huge amount of information that is in our lending library. The Down syndrome section largely started as a result of being able to raise money at our first Buddy Walk in 2001, October 13th, 2001, in fact. So that the work that we've been able to do as a Down syndrome support group in partnership with the ARC, the funds we've been able to raise have been significant in improving the lives, raising awareness, and creating greater acceptance for people with Down syndrome in Columbus, Indiana. And I'm really appreciative of those 20 years. Really, one of the downsides of it, though, is you get a big collection. Oops, this isn't going to show up. Get a big collection of T-shirts, various colors, you know, the rainbow here. And so I thought I was going to take a couple of minutes and show every one of them in exhausting detail. No, just joking. I got a few favorites that I want to show. And earlier I had wondered if we had one at our first Buddy Walk, but we did. I'm going to hold this up. This is actually my daughter. So she was about 1 year old. It was a nice white, oops, can people see that? I got to be, Zoom is cutting it out, but that's our very first t-shirt from our very first Buddy Walk. And so white, very plain and white. The next year we decided to get a little jazzier, and so we got a nice bright green and yellow. And so that was our second annual, October 5th, 2002. Our third annual, I'm going to skip a few years. I like this one, and not so much the color, but I like the tagline: "Get involved and be inspired," and that means a lot to me. And I think that that's part of what the Buddy Walk's all about. It's about involvement and inspiring people to be involved with Down syndrome in our community. This one here, I just kind of, reminded me of a baseball shirt. So that one I kind of liked. 2014, we're going fast now. 2014, this one here, I was looking for a picture to put up on our Facebook site, and so I slapped this together one evening. I started getting feedback that, hey, we should put that on our t-shirt. So that ended up on our t-shirt. Another bright color in 2014. And if you look, we've got a whole community of people holding up the words Buddy Walk. That kind of means a lot to me because it does take a community, and it's the people in the community that are really holding us up. 2016, love the shoes. Really gets that walking and Buddy Walk theme in front of us. 2017, we've always had a lot of support. I know Shelly Taylor, Buddy Walk was her senior project. I forget how many years ago that was. And then Hannah Andrews did the Buddy Walk for her senior project. And I'm trying to get the picture to show up. But I love the Indiana and the little Buddy Walk person with a heart in it sitting right over Columbus, Indiana.
That's me.
And Jennifer Andrews last year had a contest for people in our support group to design a t-shirt. And so last year, Vince Letchers, he was 11. I think he must be 12 now. But he designed an awesome shirt. And that was featured last year, and has the Buddy Walk Indiana in the middle, and a globe with people all around the world talking about it, which leads me to my next shirt. Well, first of all, if you don't have a shirt yet, this is an awesome one, commemorative collector's item. You're going to want it. It's got the Columbus 2nd Street Bridge in it. You can go on the ARC website, thearcbc.org, and order your shirt if you didn't drive through and pick one up this morning. But I've got another shirt, and every year before the day before the Buddy Walk, I always drag this one out. And it's the Great Singapore Buddy Walk 2001. And it was given to me by a person that was coordinating the Buddy Walk in Singapore. I didn't travel and attend it, but I had met them at a conference, and they got me a shirt. But so when I dig out that shirt, I think about us all getting together, taking steps for a brighter future with Down syndrome. But that shirt reminds me that we're part of a bigger movement. And that bigger movement reminds me that when we participate in Buddy Walks, we're walking in unison with people all across the country and all across the world, and trying to create a more equitable and inclusive world for people with Down syndrome. And so that shirt, I always dig it out, and then it just reminds me of that. And and then I've got a couple other ones. They're gonna have a Buddy Walk in Indianapolis soon. So there's people in other places in Indiana walking with us in unison. New York City. So all across the country, all across the world, we have buddy walks to create this awareness, create this acceptance, and make a difference for people with Down syndrome. And so that is the whole essence of what we're trying to do and accomplish here. So thanks everyone for joining us. Thanks for celebrating. Thanks for being part of this global movement of improving the lives of people with Down syndrome. With that, I would like to introduce Grace Kessler, Executive Director of the Arc of Bartholomew County, and give her a chance to say a few words.
Yeah, thank you, Tom. Oh, sorry about that. 1 second. Thank you, Tom. It's really interesting to learn all of the history of the Buddy Walk, as I've been a couple times, but now being at the ARC, I have some new responsibilities, I guess, with being engaged with these groups. And so, and today was exciting because I got to see your faces in real life, many of you. I started right before, literally, I think the day before the pandemic or the day after. And so kind of a crazy time, as we all know, but I've really enjoyed my time so far at the ARC. And while we haven't been able to meet in person, we have still been serving individuals. And so I think many of you know who we are. And we do have open office hours still. You can find those on thearcbc.org. So I'm in there a couple days a week for a couple hours where you can swing in. Feel free to ask questions. Tom mentioned the lending library. That is open and ready for people to stop by and check out books, games, whatever you might need. There's tons of stuff. So please spread the word, whether you are a provider or a family member or an individual yourself, and you want to just come check it out. We'd be happy to show you that. And so we are excited that we were able to have some version of the Buddy Walk today, and look forward to a grander and better and more exciting, hopefully in-person event next year. But please reach out to me for any questions related to the Buddy Walk or just anything about the Down syndrome support group. I can direct you to Tom, or hopefully maybe find you some materials that we have in office or resources that we have. So that goes for anyone with a family member or a friend with Down syndrome, but also any type of intellectual or developmental disability. So we are excited, and I don't want to take up too much more time because we have more good stuff on the agenda. So back to my agenda, speaking of, really quick, we would like to thank our amazing sponsors. It's kind of tough being a sponsor, I know, in a virtual setting, but we are so grateful to have committed sponsors that have really committed year after year. And so one of our top sponsors is, of course, DSI, and we'll hear from Allison Pratt, who's on this call, in just a few minutes about DSI. Another top sponsor of ours is Stonebelt, and we have Elise Stablehouse on the call as well to tell us a little bit about Stonebelt in a minute. Other sponsors are Win 104.9. They were our media sponsor and donated tons of free media. You might have heard Tom on the radio earlier this week as well. We have LHP Engineering Solutions, and they've been one of our longest serving sponsors. So we've had amazing support from them over the years. Special Dogs and More, I know many of us are familiar with them. A Step Ahead, and then Charlie and Jane Farber for Team Earnest have been incredible supports as well. And so we just want to thank our sponsors. They really help us put this event on and make sure that we have the funding and the support to be able to bring this fun event to everyone. So up next, I am actually going to pass the mic over to Allison Pratt. And again, she is from DSI, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about what they are up to there.
Well, thank you, Grace, for inviting me to be a part of this. And welcome to all of you who are joining us. I'm just going to talk a little bit about what DSI does. We are a nonprofit disability service provider We are a pretty large organization, but we're based right here in Columbus in Bartholomew County. We were established in 1975. As Tom mentioned earlier, Kay Bowes just retired yesterday, and she's been with the agency longer than the incorporation date. So we have a lot of dedicated professionals that have served the disability community for a very long time. We provide comprehensive services. We support people, we provide direct support, staffing in residential setting, in supported living homes and group homes. And we also provide day program services to individuals who are out of high school all the way up until retirement age through our day program. We also provide in-home support and respite care services. And we also provide employment support services through vocational rehabilitation, and we help individuals find community jobs and support them in their community jobs. So we provide, like I said, comprehensive services, and we serve the lifespan. We're not in Bartholomew County, but we are a First Steps provider, which provides early intervention therapy for kiddos 0 to 3 years old. And we serve the aging community as well. So the lifespan, basically any kind of support you might need, an individual with an intellectual or developmental disability, we will serve them. And I think Grace also wanted me to talk about some things that we're doing currently. We have a really exciting program that we started in July. We were fortunate enough to receive a grant through the Indiana Arts Commission to do community workshops where we would invite members of the community to come and do art workshops with a variety of different art mediums, from tie-dye to cooking classes to soap making and jewelry making. And we received funding from the Arts Commission to host these workshops. And the original intent back in January when we wrote the grant was to invite people to come into our facilities and work with our clients to encourage people with and without disabilities to celebrate the arts together. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic, we've had to go virtual, but it has been very successful so far. And we actually hold monthly workshops with various members of the community, as well as some of our clients that we serve that are not coming to our day program. And we invite anyone to participate in that. It is free and open to the public. So our next workshop is scheduled for October 23rd, and it will be a soap making workshop. And I will say this grew out of our own art studio that has been developed by the people that we serve, our clients. They have been very active the last 3 years or so, and created their own art studio called the Rising Star Creations Art Studio. And they have explored a lot of different mediums, including jewelry making and soap making. So a lot of the topics that we're doing in our workshops are based on the interests and the feedback that we receive from our clients, what types of things that they would like to do. And I think most notably in our workshops, our clients are leading those workshops alongside our art instructor. So that's a really exciting thing each month, to see them get to teach the community what they have learned. So I guess that's all I have to say right now, unless there are questions.
Yeah, anyone got any questions for Allison? Allison, how can we register for the soap making workshop?
So we have a registration link on our website at ksiservices.org. It is not live yet for the next one, but it will go live this week. And we always post on our Facebook. I try to send things out to eHuddle and different media partners. So you should be able to just check out our Facebook page. It's probably the most direct link. And we'll have a direct link for you to register online through our website.
Nice.
And it's really easy. We just need your name and your email address so we can send you a Zoom link, because we are using Zoom to hold the virtual workshops.
Awesome. I know I participated in the tie-dye workshop a month or so back, and I love tie-dye, and so that was really fun to interact in a little bit of a workshop, and they provide you with all the materials that you need as well.
Yeah. And then we also have a private Facebook group for those members that participated, and we encourage people to share photos or, you know, anything that they learned from the workshop, just so we can see what types of things that other people made. So
Awesome. Well, thank you, Allison. We really appreciate you sharing that and representing DSI as our key sponsor. So next up, we are going to hear briefly from Stonebelt, another service provider who is a wonderful sponsor of ours as well for the Buddy Walk. And so we have Elise Sablehouse for that.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is actually Elise Anderson now, because I just got married in the past month or so.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. No, I haven't formally changed it, and so it's okay. I answer to anything close. I'm happy to represent Stonebelt this afternoon at this fun event. I do, like Tom, wish we could all be together safely in person as we have been in past years, and I'm holding out hope that we can do that yet next year. Stonebelt's been involved in this event for several years, and we always enjoy seeing our friends out at the Buddy Walk. So thank you to Grace and to Tom and the Down Syndrome Area Support Group for allowing me a few minutes to talk about Stonebelt. Stonebelt's an agency that has been around for about 62 years. We started as a grassroots effort by 9 families who were not happy with educational supports for their children in the Monroe County area where our corporate office is. Those families banded together and started a school in the basement of a church, and from that grew to this agency that's now supporting 2,500 clients in 3 different counties in multiple programs. Our mission is to prepare, empower, and support people with developmental disabilities and their families to participate fully in the life of the community. Stonebelt actually came to Bartholomew County around 20 years or so ago, so we're about as old as a Buddy Walk, it seems. And that happened when VR, Vocational Rehabilitation, asked us to help one person who was struggling in a job search. So 1 client grew to 2, and 2 grew to several. And we do continue to provide employment services, which is a program designed to help people with disabilities in the vocational rehabilitation program to find and keep jobs. Employment services also includes a program that we call Pre-Employment Transition Services, or PREETS for short, which helps students age 14 to 22 transition from school to work or from school to higher education. And then we have a program we call our Lifelong Learning Program, in which we support adults in our facility and in community-based programs. And because of the pandemic, the Lifelong Learning Program closed on March 13th. And then immediately we turned our efforts and attention from our usual supports that focus on friends gathering together and choosing how to spend their days to bringing fun and connection to people who are feeling isolated and fearful virtually. So we ramped up virtual programs via Facebook Live, and those are still running today, so that familiar faces could be seen and familiar activities could still happen for people who were not able to attend programs as they had in the past. So if you're interested, check that out. Those Facebook Live videos are still running today. You might find us gardening, playing bingo. We have some exercise programs that run daily. We have a cooking program that runs a few days a week, including Saturday mornings, and also some art programs. So in June, we implemented a plan with intense safety protocols to try to bring back some of our facility-based services, along with some of our community-based services. Our safety protocol, of course, requires everyone wear a mask and follow social distancing, as well as having strict cleaning procedures. We're hoping to see everyone return to that program as soon as it's safe to do so. Another program that we're offering in Columbus is our supported living program, which is the program that I primarily work in. It's my baby and my pride and joy. We support individuals in that program to live and work and participate in their communities by helping them in whatever aspects of their lives in which they need help. Clients in this program live in their own house or in their own apartment. They either live alone or they have housemates, and they can receive anywhere from a few hours a week of support from us up to 24-hour supports from our staff. We also utilize remote supports in this program for those who wish to do that. Remote supports allows people and their families to have a sense of security while gaining more independence in their own homes. So about 16 years ago, Stonebelt opened its clinical division, which is Milestones Clinical and Health Resources. And we've been in Columbus for a few years now, probably about 10. At the time, Stonebelt recognized the lack of psychiatric and therapeutic options for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. The opening of Milestones recognizes the emotional and physical health needs of individuals with IDD and is the only mental health clinic in Indiana with this as its primary focus. Milestones provides some very beneficial services for our clients, such as psychiatric services, counseling services, behavior management services, nursing services, recreational therapy, music therapy, and skills development, which is a program that we partnership with Centerstone for people who have a dual diagnosis of both a mental illness as well as a developmental disability. And the last and the newest of our programs in Bartholomew County is our Family Supports Program, which helps families hire specific staff, some of which might be their own families or some familiar non-family member to support their loved ones in sort of a respite type situation. The staff in this program are primarily family members, but can also be others close to the family. So that's a very quick overview of the many supports that Stonebelt provides to families in Columbus. And again, I'd like to thank Grace and the ARC of Bartholomew County, as well as Tom and the Columbus Area Down Syndrome Support Group for allowing us to partner with you to support individuals who have Down syndrome and their families. Thank you for advocating for the needs of those with Down syndrome and raising awareness at the local, state, and national levels. This work is so very important. So thank you.
Thank you, Elise. We really appreciate you being a sponsor and informing us of some of these great things you've got going on. I've noticed all of the virtual stuff pop up on Stonebelt's Facebook group, and it's kind of fun to watch a cooking class one morning or hear someone read a story. And so I think that's great that we've all learned to slowly adapt to the new normal at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next up we have board member Mark Hevitt and self-advocate Danielle Mize.
Thanks, Grace. And we're going to talk about, primarily Danielle's going to talk about Self-Advocates of Tomorrow, the Action Club of Columbus. It's really nice, though, to follow both Allison and Elise, who I had the opportunity to serve on the ARC board for years with both of them. So it's good seeing them and glad they're still active and involved. And so Danielle, you'll want to look to unmute your microphone, and then I'll let you talk a little bit about what self-advocates are doing. So.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're coming through.
Okay. My name is Danielle Mize. I am the president of SAT, Self-Advocates of Tomorrow. We are an organization that of individuals with disabilities that meet every third Tuesday of the month at 6 o'clock at the ARC of Bartholomew County.
And you folks had started meeting again after the pandemic break. You've had what, 2 outdoor meetings already since?
Yes, we're working on a 3rd outdoor meeting. That would be October the
20th.
20th, yeah.
So yeah, an outdoor pizza party in August, I believe, and then you actually visited a city park that I don't think anybody knew existed.
Yeah.
Uh, so, and that was a pretty enjoyable time. Good outdoor, safe distancing, and yes, as you said, you've got one coming up on Tuesday, the 20th of October, which will be at the Ark. There'll be another outdoor gathering, and be announced next week what that specific program activity will be. And you're part also, Self Advocates of Tomorrow, the Action Club of Columbus is both a service organization and a self-advocacy organization affiliated with Kiwanis for the Action Club and Self Advocates of Indiana, the statewide self-advocate group, which typically has a fall conference, but they're not doing that this year. They're doing something different. Is that right?
That's right. They're doing it virtually.
So people can learn at the Arc of Indiana's website or the Self Advocates of Indiana website about how to participate in that, right?
Yes. If they go on the websites, they'll be able to find out what needs to be done.
Good, and people are encouraged to do that. The other thing that you've been involved with that we want to give a shout out to is the Special Olympics, our local Special Olympics group. You want to just mention a little bit about that?
Yeah.
They have,
Right now, we're doing the Lily Challenge. We just finished September games virtually, and we're going to be doing a Lily Challenge right now, and then next month they'll probably give us something else to do. But everything right now with Special Olympics is virtual.
Okay, and we shout out to them because for I don't know how many years, Special Olympic athletes have been serving the lunch at the Buddy Walk, and unfortunately, we're not doing that right at this time, which is about the time we'd be all chowing down. But we appreciate all of the athletes, advocates, and Special Olympics, as well as the ARC. So thanks, Danielle, for sharing with us. My, I guess, honor now to kind of get to what everyone's waiting for. How have we done this year with a virtual Buddy Walk? As some of you may know, we doing something a little different with the walk. We really have always had teams that have organized in the past, but one thing we doing this year is honoring those teams that were organized, and we'll get to that in a moment. But overall, when we, I don't know, met late spring or just before the summer began, trying to figure out what the Buddy Walk would look like, we had no idea what we're going to do, what success we're going to have. But fortunately, with sponsors, with donors, with people organizing teams, as of 45 minutes ago. So I'd like to emphasize that maybe even more resources and funds have come in online, but through sponsors, through folks who have donated online to teams and just donations, as well as folks who drove by, came through this morning. We've generated a little bit under $14,000. Hopefully, folks will continue to promote the fact that donations and contributions can still be accepted. And so with that, we're in the 13,000s, can inch up to 14,000 and go beyond. Just go to the ARC website and click on, and you can go to the Buddy Walk and continue to either make donations, promote other folks that you may know, because while it's a little down than what we typically do, but then we expected that because we weren't sure what the drive-through you know, it just wasn't the same as the people who walk up the day of the walk. So, but it's still a pretty good. We had no idea. We were wondering if we were going to make a few thousand at best. So we're, you know, real pleased with that. We're also pleased that we had 22 teams that resulted in these donations. And I guess it's time to announce who those winners are. I'm sure some people are I can tell on the screen there's excitement. So I think I'll turn this over to Jennifer and Lydia to share with us who's who and who's going to be celebrating all night. But my thanks, my thanks to everyone who donated, and all the team leaders and the sponsors. It was excellent, and I've enjoyed these 20 years of getting to look at the money coming in. And so, so Jennifer, Lydia, what's happening?
All right. So Lydia, the team that raised the most money.
Listening?
Right here. Just
Okay.
say the team.
Team that raised
Can
most.
you hear her? Yeah.
Okay. Team that raised most money
Gets a
gets a what?
Zaharicos
Say the haircuts
gift card.
gift card
Yeah, goes to
goes to Charlie Jane
Jane.
Farber.
Yay, Charlie and Jane Farber. Did you hear? Did you get? Yay! Here we go. Okay. All right. Now the team with the most donors.
Team with the most donors or team members. Swanzig's
Gets a Swanzig's gift card.
gift card. Jacoby's Jungle.
Yay! All right, and the last one
Okay.
is a
Raffle
raffle
for sharing
Facebook
Facebook post.
gets a
Viewpoint Books gift card. Jason Sprague.
Where is he? He was there. Yay!
Yay!
Thank you, guys. That was awesome. Yeah, I think Jacob was on here, or not Jacob, but Jason was on here, and I don't think our other two winners were on this call. But yeah, to what Mark said and to echo that, we also did it a little bit differently outside of First Giving this year, and you guys adapted like all stars. Hopefully, we're going to send out a post survey. We're kind of trying to learn, you know, how do we manage donations and with a new database we have. And so hopefully it was good, and the process was easy, if not easier. So thank you for all of your support in that. And thank you, Lydia, for announcing those. Yeah, so we're coming to the end, I believe. And hope that you all can enjoy your afternoon. And I think Tom is going to send us off.
Yeah, well, thanks, Lydia. Awesome job. Thanks everyone who has spoke today and joined us for our virtual Zoom session here. You know, the raising almost $14,000 is really important. I thought I would just take, before we close, I got a highlight of what we do with this money. And when we had our first Buddy Walk, we had money to spend, and one of the things that we realized is that there are already people in the community that are doing great things, and so we didn't want to, as an organization, duplicate those things. We wanted to help support those organizations that are already doing great things for people with disabilities and people with Down syndrome. So we've over the years partnered and supported many different things, and so I'm going to just highlight a few things. About 10 years ago, Down Syndrome Support Group, we've been a partner since the beginning with the Arc of Bartholomew County. We were approached and said, you know, if we could get some support, we could have a center of excellence for people with disabilities in the community. So we talked and said, yes, I think the Down Syndrome Support Group wants to be a sustaining partner in the ARC Center for Excellence. And looking back over the last 10 years, Buddy Walks have contributed about $120,000 to the operating budget, purchase of technologies, and some of those funds went to the initial purchase of the building. So, that's a lot of money, and but it's, an ongoing commitment to support the advocacy of the ARC and all the great things they do in the community. The other thing, we could never create a program for people with disabilities with the level of support and excellence that Special Olympics does. And so over the past several years, $5,000 has gone to support Special Olympics in Brown, Bartholomew, Jennings County. And that's allowed them to provide some scholarships for people to attend the state games, provide equipment and other things that it takes to sustain a big program largely made up of volunteers. And so the Bartholomew County School Corporation every year hosts a transition fair to really help individuals with disabilities, those students that have been on IEPs, figure out what they're going to do after high school. And it's the annual transition conference, and we've been a supporter of that for many years, probably going back 8, 9, 10 years. The Buddy Walk is a program of the National Down Syndrome Society, and as part of that program, we contribute, and we're under contract to contribute 7% of our net proceeds from the Buddy Walk to support their public policy and advocacy efforts, which means that actually 93% of the funds that we raise actually stay in Bartholomew County in the general Southern Indiana area. We also have provided grants upon request. The last grant we gave was in 2019 to the Columbus East Best Buddies to support some events that they wanted to host, hard for high school kids to raise funds, and so they wrote a very professional letter to us. It was an honor to support them. They're doing great work on creating inclusive programs in our schools, and which is so important. And then the Down syndrome support group, we host regular events, social events, where we bring our families together for some fellowship and sharing and talking about things that are either challenges for us or things that are working great for us. And so, funding those events is really important. I've already mentioned the Lending Library. I won't talk too much on that, but we do partner with the ARC to make sure that we have a real wide, diverse set of materials available to lend out to the community. And then we have, and when the opportunity arises, we've been able to provide some limited funding for individuals and families and some scholarships to attend conferences. We've sponsored members of our group to send their kids to a summer camp that focuses on supportive summer camps for people with disabilities. So that highlights just where some of the money goes, and I'm really pleased that we're going to be able to continue supporting these things based on this year's fundraising. And so thanks to everyone from the bottom of my heart for supporting us. And but I can't leave without saying this. This is only October 3rd. National Down Syndrome Awareness Month is month long, so our celebration doesn't have to stop. Please continue to celebrate amongst yourself, amongst your families. Put those posts out there on Facebook and social media that raises awareness. Tell them the fun facts of having a family member with Down syndrome. If you're a self-advocate, share some of the things that you want others to know about Down syndrome. But the real goal is to lift the limitations and create the opportunities, and that's what this month is all about. So thanks everyone for joining today, and have a great National Down Syndrome Awareness Month celebration, however you choose to do it.